All right, thank you, Chrissy. Well, I talk to folks about real estate every single day, and the story is the same all around San Diego. Oh my gosh, I paid X number of dollars for my house, and I'm not even sure it's worth that anymore. Well, let's kind of take a look back on last year and see how bad a year it really was and where we think we're headed in 2008. Our real estate expert, Louie Ortiz, joins us here again on Fox in the Morning. It's good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Mark.
You know, you always remain upbeat and positive. That's kind of your job, being in the real estate business. But
right.
Last year looks pretty rough.
Right.
What happened?
We did have some significant price declines in some areas. It's very regionally specific, so by certain zip codes and even the certain types of houses. But overall, there were about 5,000 less homes sold in 2007 than there were in 2006.
So just fewer homes being sold doesn't necessarily signal that people have lost a bunch of money. It just means that fewer homes sold. But
right.
Now, in terms of real dollars,
right.
People that sold their homes last year, how'd they do?
Well, most people did take a little bit of a loss depending on when they bought their home. If they purchased it at the peak of the market in 05 or even late 04, they did see a little bit of a price decline. But people that bought their houses years ago, the thing that we have to remember is that we had significant price appreciation for several years. So people are still doing very well in real estate. And
if you haven't sold your house, even when you're looking at these headlines of the market declining and values going down, you haven't lost anything yet.
No, that's true.
Until you sell the house.
That's true. And, you know, I'm out there, you know, I'm not an economist, and I read what everybody says, and I'm out there every day talking to buyers and sellers, and I'm starting to see a little bit of optimism on the buyer side. Sellers are still a little bit shaky, but I'm seeing a little bit of optimism for the buyers, and they're starting to wonder, well, when's a good time to buy? Okay, the median price of a home, this is something that everybody looks at this number, and they want to apply that to their situation. Right.
It's a very, very general number.
Yes.
And as you said, it's very regionally specific as to whether areas are declining and by how much. But how much did we go down in just in terms of the median price of a home? Well,
the median price is down about 13%. We're looking forward into this upcoming year. They're still seeing a little bit of price depreciation, but it's not really clear how much. It really depends on the person that you're talking to. But again, as a real estate agent out there in the field, I would say that we're still going to see a little bit of a price decline, only because there's so much inventory still on the market. We really need to get through some of this excess inventory.
A lot of homes are available. They haven't sold, and so it's kind of a buyer's market at this point.
It is. It really is.
But again, if you've got a lot of built-up equity in your home, maybe you're going to see a little less return on your investment, but not necessarily a loss, unless you bought at the peak of the market.
Right.
Okay. Going forward into 2008, I'm hearing that interest rates are coming down again.
Yes.
I know it's like looking into your crystal ball and saying how much, but where are they now, and do we think that they may still have potential for going down more?
We're still around 6% for a 30-year fixed loan, but it really depends on who you talk to. But again, it's expected to be about another 1/4 to 1/2% decrease still.
So we could see loans in the range of 5.5% for but not the jumbo loans.
Correct.
And then the jumbo loans, you can't buy a house in San Diego hardly without taking out a jumbo loan.
Correct.
Which is above what threshold?
$417,000 and higher is a jumbo loan in San Diego. And there's some talk right now about possibly raising that. But again, if you really have a good mortgage person, you talk to that person, there are some good deals out there in the mortgages.
What about the interest-only loans?
Interest-only loans are still available, but you really need to talk to your lender. They're more and more scarce. Lenders are getting much more tighter with their lending requirements. And again, it's just finding a really good lender out there who can work with you with your finances.
Overall, advice for people right now going forward into 2008. Take the buyers first and then the sellers, and just give us your 15 seconds. Here's what you need to keep in mind.
Okay, well, I think right now is a great time for buyers. Sellers you can negotiate with them. Their sellers are starting to be a little bit more reasonable, and I think it's a great time to start the negotiation. Again, buyers are really now asking me, when's a good time? And they're really starting to look out there, so I expect some increase in sales here in this upcoming year.
So maybe things will heat up. Lower interest rates, a lot of inventory, buyers start jumping back into the market. Yep. It starts to look like a good deal.
Absolutely. For sellers, they need to be more realistic with their pricing. There's still some sellers out there who are trying to get the price that they saw in 2005, and it's just not realistic, and they need to be really realistic with those prices. Okay, before we go, I just want to remind everybody that you do this on television a lot more than just right here now. Yeah, I've done a couple of pieces for HGTV on a show called My House is Worth What, and I have an episode coming up next Monday at 7 o'clock, and I'd invite everybody to look at it, showcases San Diego real estate. And go into a little bit more detail. Yes. Very good. Louie Ortiz, always good to have you here, and that little hint of optimism, always appreciate it. All right. Thanks for having me, Mark. All right, thanks. All right, if you haven't been out to the Cirque du Soleil show at the Del Mar Fairgrounds, you really have to make your way out there. The